Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. Welcome to my channel Crescent Notes. Now we will discuss Canto 2 in The Rape of the Lock. In the beginning of Canto 2, Pop's picture of Belinda is enlivened by his delicate satire. The poet takes to hyperbolical language to describe Belinda's charm and conduct. What is hyperbolical language? ये वो लैंग्वेज होती है जिसमें सच्चाई और रीजनेबलनेस से बियॉन्ड बात की गई हो. The poet here describes one of the fashionable player of the rich and gay of his time. Player trip on the Thames in the afternoon in decorated barges. Taken as a whole, The Rape of the Lock is a valuable document of a mode of life of the higher ranks of society in the early 18th century. The scene created as rivaling the sun in her beauty and radiance, Belinda sets off for Hampton Court Palace, travelling by boat on the River Thames. A group of fashionable ladies and gentlemen accompanies her, but every eye was fixed on her alone. On her white bosom she wears a shining cross which looks so lovely. Her most striking attribute is the two locks which graceful hung in ringlets on her ivory neck. Pop describes these curls as labyrinths of the love intended for the destruction of mankind, imprisoning any hearts that get caught in their snares. Snares for catching birds are made of horsehair, fishing line too are made of horsehair, and men too have been made captive and held as such by women's lovely hair. So, these lines demonstrate the brilliance of Pop's wit and humor. With a rare gift of mockery, he shows the power of woman's beauty. The conventional theme of a lover's attraction for his beloved is satirized and mocked at. Means it is not the inner beauty of a woman which attracts men, but the more physical beauty which is rarely skin deep. Pop also mocks both at men's imperial race and at women's craft. Belinda's lock immediately arrests the eyes of the rash locked Peter and begets in him the desire to possess them. He is determined to obtain the lock as a prize. He has not decided whether he shall carry them off forcibly or employ some deceitful trick for the purpose. So the Baron seeks help from heaven. Early in the morning he prays to the various gods for aid and guidance, but his chief prayer is aimed chiefly to the god of love, Cupid. Pop's satire for Baron is pungent, means very sharp. According to him, Baron is made to look like a baboon. Pop makes fun of the Baron for having several love affairs. Pop does not spare the woman either. Their love letters to Baron, which goes on an offering to the gods of love, shows their worth and also the lack of sincerity in the Baron. Then Pop creates the scene of the boat moving towards Hampton Court. Belinda and her companions enjoy a light-hearted journey. Ariel, however, is anxious, remembering the foretold impending woe. Concerned for Belinda's safety, he summons an army of sailors to protect her. Ariel addresses them much the same as general addressing his troops. He reminds them of their duties, guiding celestial bodies, regulating weather, guarding the British throne. The part of the description of the wealth of color display by the aerial spirits as they gather about the sails of Belinda's vessel and flutter their wings in the sunlight give the poem the mock epic appearance. Pop thus satirizes that Belinda's curls perform the former duty, capturing the attention of men, while her petticoat functions as an impediment to the loss of her chastity. So, Ariel commands an army of the 50 sailors to take defensive positions around the petticoat, ready to defend Belinda's virtue from amorous assailants. Pop conceives Ariel's apprehension in perfectly mock heroic style. Then the Ariels charged to the attending spirits to guard Belinda against the threatened danger is described in exquisitely fanciful manner. To protect Belinda, Ariel assigns various elves different tasks. Zephyrita will look after her fan, means Zephyrita's main name recalls the word zephyr, means a breeze, which matches the task of guarding Belinda's fan. Then Brillante will look after her earrings. Then Momentilla will look after her watch. Momentilla name closely resembles the word moment, which is resonant with guarding the watch. Then Crispissa will look after her lock. Crispissa's name recalls the word crisp as a curl. And Ariel himself will look after her shock, the lapdog. Having assigned their respective duties to the various elves, Ariel here holds out the threat of punishment in case anyone proves negligent. If any spirit fails in his or her duty and leaves Belinda unattended, he or she shall be punished by being either corked up in a bottle or pinned on to a board or drowned in Belinda's eau de toilette or stuck for ages in the eye of the bodkin or clogged with ointment or pomatum or dried up with alum like faded flour or broken like exine on the wheel of the chocolate mill and be scalded in the hot frothing chocolate itself. ये सब वो पनिशमेंट्स थी जो एरियल ने सिलेक्ट की थी अगर वो बेलिंडा की तरफ से ज़रा सी भी कोई कोताही बरतती. Here we go again with another of Pop's poetic juxtapositions. In fact, Ariel's entire speech puts the sublime and the ridiculous side by side so often that the chief self could quit his day job. होप कैंटो 2 के मुतालिक बहुत से पॉइंट्स आपको क्लियर हो गए होंगे. टू वॉच माई वीडियोज़ अबाउट कैंटो 3, 4 and 5 प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब माई चैनल. टेक केयर. अल्लाह हाफिज़.